Pokemon Go's Halloween event is nearly here, and with them comes the spooky edition of Morpeko, the Gen 8 Pikachu clone, and this menacing mon has a unique battle mechanic where it can change forms mid-battle. Now how does this impact its performance, and will it be good and go? Well, let's get hangry and find out. Welcome back, everyone. So part 1 of Pokemon Go's annual Halloween event starts really soon, and this event has a lot of spooky surprises in store. We'll see the release of Dynamax, Ghastly, and Max battles, an increased chance to find Shiny Zoro in the wild, and tons of terrifyingly themed Pokemon in the wild, raids, and more. But along with all these features, part 1 will also debut Pikachu's Galarian clone, Morpeko. But this clone isn't like others we've seen before it. You see, this clone holds a unique form-changing mechanic. Now, form changes have been treated as entirely separate Pokemon up to this point. We've seen different weather forms of Pokemon with Castform and Cherim, and you've also been able to change forms outside of battle with Hoopa and Furfrou. What sets Morpeko's Full Belly and Hangry modes apart from the rest is the fact that they're the first forms in Pokemon Go that can actually change mid-battle. So how does this mechanic work? Well, Morpeko will change to its opposite form every time it uses a charged move. Its type and stats will remain the same regardless of which form it's in. However, the key difference comes with the type of its signature move, Aura Wheel. In its standard Full Belly mode, this charged move is an electric type attack, but once used, Aura Wheel changes to a dark type move in its Hangry mode. Now with its current stats, Aura Wheel is already a very powerful charged move. In fact, I would argue that it's one of the best charged moves in all of PvP. We're looking at a 45 energy, 100 power move, which has the same stats as Frenzy Plant as well as Wild Charge or Close Combat without their debuffs. But not only that, it also has a guaranteed attack buff effect as well, making it even better alongside its incredible stats. But will this be enough to make Morpeko a viable battle contender? While taking a look at its win rate, the results are rather mixed. Definitely not bad by any means, but still a rather even win rate with below a 500 rating. Then taking a look at its moveset, Morpeko does have a great one with Thundershock, Psychic Fangs, and of course Aura Wheel. Thundershock provides high energy generation, consistently getting to Psychic Fangs within 4 fast moves and Aura Wheel in 5. So it's definitely got a lot of speed on that end. The main issue with Morpeko, however, is that it's a bit of a glassy Pokemon, even being a little behind Greninja in bulk and the Great League. But not only that, the electric dark typing Morpeko has isn't the best defensively either. Ground is obviously very big in the meta, with Pokemon like Gastrodon and Clawshire being top players. Plus Pokemon like Serperior, Chestnut, Dunsparce, and more resist Morpeko's moves or deal super effective damage against it. Now, along with being a glassy Pokemon, there's also the trickiness of working with its type changing ability. For example, let's take a look at Morpeko's matchup with Azumarill. If it starts off by using its electric Aura Wheel attack, it's pretty likely that the Azu user will shield since this is going to be a big threat to it. But whether you end up using Aura Wheel or bait with Psychic Fangs, your next Aura Wheel will become a dark type, which won't be nearly as threatening to Azumarill. As such, your opponent will most likely just take the next move you throw at them, then shield your next Aura Wheel when it goes back to a full belly electric type. See what I mean? Having a mechanic like this is pretty predictable, or at the very least, easy to exploit. So in summary, I don't think Morpeko will be dominating the GBL meta by any means. Its moveset could arguably be enough to make it useful in PvP, but its lack of bulk and exploitable mechanic hold it back from really making an impact. That said, I still think Morpeko's moveset is good enough to make it a good spice pick. And it's also a Pokemon that I think will excel in specific limited formats, especially those with few ground types in play. But now I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about Morpeko and its special ability coming to Go? Be sure to let us know down in the comments. Niantic did specifically mention that other Pokemon would get this ability in the future, but who knows which ones will get it. I've seen some suggest that Aegislash and Meloetta would get such mechanics, and while I do think that would be perfect, I will admit it seems trickier to implement, seeing that those form changes impact their stats as well. Nonetheless, I'm eager to see what they do with this new mechanic, and I really appreciate the fact that they gave Morpeko good moves to give it a fighting chance. Now, if you enjoyed this analysis and want to see more like it, then be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. As new Pokemon and mechanics are released into the game, we'll be here to analyze their viability in Go. So until next time, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.